Have you ever had an itch that just wouldn't go away? One that seemed to appear out of nowhere and settle in a strange spot? Maybe it was behind your ears, on the palms of your hands, or even the soles of your feet. You scratched, thinking it was dry skin or maybe a little irritation. But something inside you whispered, "This feels different." As we grow older, our bodies begin to send signals in subtler ways. Things we once brushed off, like a patch of dryness or an occasional tingle, can sometimes point to something deeper. And that's what we're talking about today: how itching in unexpected areas after the age of 55 might be more than skin deep. Now, let's be clear: most itching is harmless. Dry winter air, tight clothing, or even a new detergent can make the skin react. But when the itch is persistent, comes with other symptoms, or shows up in unusual places, it deserves a closer look. And not because we want to worry you, but because catching small signs early can often prevent bigger problems later. Let me tell you about Irene, a warm hearted 68-year-old who loved gardening. One spring, she noticed a persistent itch on her lower legs. At first, she thought it was from spending too much time in the yard. But when it didn't go away and her skin started to look a little thinner and more bruised, she mentioned it at a routine checkup. That simple conversation led to early detection of a circulation issue that could have turned serious if left untreated. Irene's story is just one example. The truth is, the body whispers before it screams. An itch in the right or wrong place can be a whisper of inflammation, nerve changes, or even something happening deeper inside like liver function, kidney health, or blood sugar imbalance. So today, I want to gently walk you through 5 places where itching after 55 could be your body's quiet way of asking for help. We'll look at what might be going on underneath the surface, how to tell if it's time to act, and what you can do to feel more comfortable, more informed, and more in control. Your pumps are one of the most sensitive parts of your body. They're always in use, exposed to all kinds of substances and surfaces. But what happens when they start to itch, really itch, without any clear reason? For people over 55, itchy palms may be more than just dry skin. One often overlooked cause is cholestasis, a condition where bile flow from the liver slows down or stops. This can lead to a buildup of bile acids in the bloodstream, and one of the earliest symptoms? Itching, especially in the hands and feet. Now, not all palm itching is a liver issue, of course. It could be allergies, new soap, or even stress. But if the itching is persistent, happens mostly at night, or comes with other symptoms, like yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, or fatigue, it's worth bringing up with your doctor. Let's think about Paul, a 72-year-old former mechanic who had always taken pride in staying active. He noticed his palms began to itch in the evenings. At first, he thought it was a reaction to hand sanitizer. But when he started feeling more tired than usual and noticed his eyes looked a little yellow in the mirror, he brought it up at his next checkup. His doctor ran some simple liver function tests and discovered early signs of liver stress. Because Paul caught it early, he was able to make dietary and lifestyle changes that helped improve his health significantly. If you feel an itch on your palms that just won't go away, pause and listen to your body. Look for patterns. Does it get worse at night? Do you feel more tired than usual? Are there any skin changes elsewhere? It may be nothing. But if your gut says, "This is new," don't ignore it. You know your body better than anyone else, and your hands might just be waving a quiet red flag. Let's move to the legs, especially the lower part, around the shins and calves. Itching here is common, especially in cooler months or with dry skin. But if it's persistent, scaly, or associated with changes in skin color, it might be telling you about your blood flow. As we age, our circulatory system often slows down. Veins may not return blood to the heart as efficiently, causing fluid buildup and pressure in the legs. This can lead to chronic venous insufficiency, a condition where blood pools in the lower limbs. One of the earliest signs, a persistent, itchy feeling on the lower legs, often accompanied by a feeling of heaviness or tightness. Let's revisit Irene from earlier. Her lower leg itching wasn't from gardening after all. It was her body signaling poor circulation. Over time, her doctor noticed tiny changes in her veins and prescribed simple compression socks, walking routines, and hydration strategies. She also learned to elevate her feet after gardening, which eased the itch significantly. And it's not just about comfort. Poor circulation, if untreated, can lead to varicose veins, skin ulcers, and even increase the risk of blood clots. That's why it's so important to pay attention when the legs speak. Do you feel the itch more after standing for long periods? Do your socks leave deep marks on your skin? Is there any swelling around your ankles or a change in skin tone, perhaps turning slightly reddish or brownish? If yes, these are gentle nudges from your body. You don't need to panic, but it may be time to get your circulation checked. Sometimes the solution is as simple as daily walking, leg elevation, or adjusting salt intake. Your legs are strong pillars. They carry you through life. When they itch, listen closely. They might be asking for lighter loads, better shoes, or just a little elevation and rest. Now let's talk about the scalp. An itchy scalp can be annoying, even embarrassing. Many of us write it off as dandruff or just dry skin. But sometimes the scalp is trying to tell us something about our internal health. In people over 55, an itchy scalp that doesn't respond to anti-dandruff shampoos could be linked to autoimmune conditions, hormonal imbalances, or even thyroid issues. The skin on the scalp is highly vascular and sensitive to changes in the body's immune and endocrine systems. Take Janet, a vibrant 66-year-old piano teacher who found herself constantly scratching her scalp during lessons. She tried changing shampoos, eliminating hairsprays, even wearing a hat outdoors. Nothing worked. Eventually, her doctor checked her thyroid levels and found that she had a mild underactive thyroid, also called hypothyroidism. Once Janet began treatment, not only did the itching improve, but so did her energy levels and sleep. The itchy scalp was just the tip of the iceberg. Now, it's important to note, if your scalp itches and you notice hair thinning, brittle nails, dry skin, or fatigue, think beyond shampoos. Your thyroid might be underperforming. Similarly, persistent itching can be associated with autoimmune disorders like psoriasis or eczema, which are more common as we age. Of course, sometimes it's just dryness or a reaction to hair dye. But if it persists for weeks or worsens in colder months or after stressful events, don't ignore it. Your scalp is more than just where your hair grows. It's rich with clues about your internal balance. Don't scratch and forget. Pause and ask, what's really going on underneath? One of the most overlooked areas where itching occurs is the upper back, especially around the shoulder blades. If you've had a persistent itch in that area that doesn't show a rash or any visible skin changes, it might be something deeper than the surface. This type of itch is often neurological, known medically as notalgia paresthetica. It happens when a nerve in the spine becomes compressed or irritated, usually due to age-related spinal changes or posture. The result? A strange, sometimes burning or tingling itch that feels deep and can't be relieved by scratching. Alice, a retired librarian in her early 70s, shared this peculiar discomfort. Her right shoulder blade area itched so much she kept a wooden back scratcher next to her reading chair. But after months, she finally spoke with her doctor. A spinal x-ray showed mild compression near the thoracic vertebrae, just enough to irritate a nerve. Through gentle physical therapy, posture correction, and light massage, Alice found relief. She also stopped using the back scratcher so aggressively, which had been irritating the skin more. If you've got a patch of skin on your back that itches persistently but looks perfectly normal, and scratching doesn't help, it could be your nerves, not your skin. This is especially likely if the area is hard to reach or always in the same spot. Posture, age-related spinal wear, or even sleeping positions can contribute. While it's not harmful, it can be frustrating. Physical therapy, stretching, and certain topical treatments may help. But the key is to recognize it as nerve-related, not a skin condition. Sometimes the deepest signals come from places we can't even see in the mirror. But your back has your back if you're willing to listen. Itching may seem like a small nuisance, but after 55, even the smallest signs can hold valuable messages. From your palms to your legs, your scalp to your shoulder blades, each location tells a different story. You don't need to become alarmed every time you feel a tingle, but learning to notice patterns, asking gentle questions, and speaking up during checkups can make all the difference. Think of Paul, Irene, Janet, and Alice. None of them rushed to conclusions. They simply paid attention. They asked, "Is this new? Is it persistent? Is it connected to anything else I'm feeling?" That pause, followed by curiosity and care, helped them uncover and address early signs of bigger concerns. You deserve to feel comfortable in your skin, literally and figuratively. That includes honoring what your body is trying to tell you. Whether it's your liver asking for support, your thyroid whispering for attention, or your nerves sending signals for help, your body is always in conversation with you. So next time you feel an itch that seems out of place, don't brush it off too quickly. Take note. Be kind to yourself. And when in doubt, seek a professional's insight. You're not alone in this journey, and your health story is still being written, one gentle clue at a time. If you found this video helpful, please consider sharing it with someone you care about. You never know whose life you might touch. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Elder Insight for more comforting, empowering conversations on aging gracefully, naturally, and wisely. You've earned this chapter of life. Let's live it with awareness, strength, and grace together.